What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and CreateSpace. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link that also asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. But this video is entitled The Grown-Up Dating Market. I'm 39. And some people, like when I was younger, I had my ideas of how things would get as I get older. And sometimes the cats who are on here when they're younger, they say certain things, and that's because of their age. But I'm just gonna pull the veil back on how it gets when you get older, right? First and foremost, you're gonna lower your expectations as far as looks. Now, people who are attractive and are fine, they're gonna be fine. Now, sometimes people bump up their presentation, the way they dress, the way they present themselves in public, and it makes them look sexier. But when you take off the clothes, you gonna know somebody's older for the most part because they built like it, period, right? They got some wear and tear. So you're gonna lower that expectation that somebody got to be a dime. They're gonna have to be a dime at their age or attractive for their age group. Don't expect them to be in their 30s, but basically they find like a dime in their 20s. It's not gonna happen. Or be in their 40s, and it's not gonna happen. You're just gonna have to be with somebody who ages like fine wine. Period. Now, going past that part, grown-ups ain't gonna be playing. All the games that people play that they think are cute, you're not about to get the arguments and see people trying to check you and why you playing games. No, forget it. I'm done. Gotta go. Peace. And you're gonna, if you're one of those people that like to play games and like to keep up drama, and you're wondering why somebody's not gonna argue with you about it, because they're grown. And the reason they can do that is because they're grown, and they can talk to somebody else who can say initially whether they'll talk or not. Because as you get older, people are very much so easier to communicate with. And it's a lighter vibe, as in you're going to ask if, they're alone, if they're dating, if they're single, number, the same way you would when you was younger. But it's not that big of a deal. When you're younger, people, they go out and want attention, but when people give them attention, they get an attitude. You're not going to get that. You're going to get a yes or no. For the most part, yes or no, like okay or no thanks. And the same signs are there, same choosing signals are there, because choosing signals to a degree don't change. They may just get a little bit more nuanced, but people are more upfront, because you got to think about it. You have people who are grown and they never had kids. There are people who are grown and had kids, and you have people who are married and divorced in long-term relationships. So for the most part, you're going to be dealing with people who know exactly what they want and what they're looking for. And if they want to play like they don't, they're old enough to know that people ain't got time to be messing with them. To a degree. When people say, you get older and you say you build with somebody, there's a caveat in there that you might be too old to build something. So what you really trying to build? Like, do you have the energy to keep it up? Now, another thing, sometimes you want to date younger, right? And you might be wiser, even more sexually experienced, but you might not be able to keep up. And it might be aggravating to you to be with that young mindset. The best thing to do is find somebody younger with an old soul, because if you find somebody young with a young soul, might be all right for your ego, but you're gonna get frustrated because they're just gonna be too young for you. You gotta find a balance with that. You know, same thing with the women. Like, you know, women get older, they want a younger guy, and it's kind of reverse. He might be with an older woman because she has more to offer as far as resources, and she understands she gonna pay like she weigh to a degree. Or, you know, she's paying for some arm candy in some way, shape, form, or fashion. The grown-up dating scene is a little bit cooler, in my opinion. Like, if you do what you're supposed to do in life and you handle your business, and I'm not saying you know, everybody gets on this, you got to be, you know, upper echelon or some kind of millionaire. Nah, you don't. You just gotta, you know, be a productive and productive individual who's responsible, and you'll find yourself in better places, you know, because you grow everything as far as your wardrobe and your taste will grow over time, and the places that you go are different. Like, how can I say this? You won't be in the nightclub scene dies down, but you can get, but the lounges, you know, in the wine bars and the cigar spots, they ramp up, and the places you go to, restaurants and the happy hours, is a little bit different. More still music, but lower. You're able to talk to people because and it's less drama, you know. And people who are single, going out, you know, knowing that they're single and they're trying to mingle. And even the other thing about that is this: the sexual interaction is different. Like, people are more straightforward, you know, because all of that younger don't you read my mind? I winked this one time and it said you got the green light, but I didn't want to tell you, but I wanted to go ah, ha, ha, ha. And you were supposed to figure out when I did ha 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 that's what that meant. Like, people ain't, no, either you in or you out, you know. And it's more pronounced when it comes to if you ain't married, you're single. You know, and it's pretty much known, if you ain't married, you're single. So you can have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but if you're not married and they ain't trying to get married, you're single. They're gonna talk to somebody else, you know, unless you're two people who just been down that road and you don't want to get married again, but you're committed in that way. But if you're not, and it's just single as far as dating, and you're not committed to nobody, that's what it is, you know, because people are busy working, family, children, you know, sometimes grandkids, you know, doing a lot of other stuff. So the grown-up dating scene is different, and there's different expectations. You're gonna pretty much either date people who got it together because you got it together, or you're going to date people who don't have it together because you don't have it together. And it's pretty, those communities not going to necessarily interact because nobody wants to put up with it. You know, you see it coming a mile away. This idea that, you know, for some people who feel like they get to a certain age and now they're ready to settle down, you're going to kind of get the side eye. Because people are going to ask you, like, what do you mean, you know, you ready to settle down? What were you doing prior to that? It's not that you were it's not a disrespect that you were living your life. It's more so of how long were you just selfish and impulsive? Because if you were selfish, impulsive, or hedonistic, somebody wants to know how long, because if you actually changing from that, they're trying to figure out Are you still on the fence? Are you still straddling? One day is good, one day is bad. Like, where are you with this? Because they don't want to waste their time with you trying to figure out your new direction if you haven't actually taken the steps to actually keep going in that direction. Like, all this playing, nobody's playing, or nobody's allowing people to play. Like if you playing at a certain age, people just gonna look at you like you're stupid. Like, you too old to be playing. That's just gonna be the pervasive thought. Like, you still playing? You still don't know who you are? You still don't know what you want? You still, just acting like a kid? Acting immature? Okay, no problem. You over there. Bye. But I think it's at the end of the day, it's a whole different thing. But this is what people grow into. So, just my experience so far. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.